Breaking news, Robert Logan is returning to court to appeal his case. Proof that you can never keep a Logan down. Turning on the Eden Falls Christmas lights with special guests Maya Hirsch and Delilah Logan.
Sam, I would be delighted as we delve back into Eden Falls with familiar and old faces alike in Chapter 2. The Bell Tolls One. A gunshot, a cry, and a familiar face falling to the ground as you watch, helpless. This is how you woke on the last Monday of school term, Amelia, with memories of the time machine and a nightmare vision of Mr. Jenkins' death hanging over you. Whether real or imagined, this dream was quickly dispelled by your rejuvenated and much more energetic sister, June, and you headed out on your early morning paper run accompanied by your enthusiastic assistant, though not before overhearing a conversation between your parents, worried about the expense of June's physical rehabilitation. And Drake, you found yourself offered an awkward but no less appreciated lift by Lana Stewart, in which she made peace over Halloween's events. And Darla, you found yourself met outside your front door by Commander Decker, head of security at the Loop, revealing he knew you and your friends were responsible for infiltrating his facility and stealing government property. He also told you that, with the group of you responsible for closing the rifts that were tearing the town apart, he was willing to overlook this, and saw no reason to take things any further. And so, grabbing Artie on your way to school, the two of you still navigating the newness of your relationship. Darla, you met with the others at Jenkins High School, where you were met with many familiar faces, as well as many covered by the latest trend. Neurocasters, helmets transporting their wearers to virtual realities simply called the electric state. And as the day progressed, you all were set some homework for the week. A presentation on what gave your life meaning and purpose. Heading into town to enjoy the turning on of the Christmas lights, and with Amelia trying to keep an eye, a very sisterly eye, on June's new friend, Michael, while you couldn't find Drake in the midst of the gathered crowd in town square. You first met with your old, in both sense of the word, friend, Mr. Jenkins, and he revealed to you something he had found. Buried underneath Drake's cabin in the woods, he had found a hazmat suit belonging to Logan Industries. But given its condition, it must have been there since at least the turn of the century. As the ceremony started, Amelia, you overheard a tense conversation between Delilah Logan and Mayor Gina Hirsch, and as they talked, you saw a document exchanging hands. A request to transfer her brother Robert Logan from Eden Falls County Jail to another more secure facility. Noticing you, and as Drake finally caught up, his return caused by some unknown delay, Delilah came over to introduce you all to her father. After all you had done in October, he wanted to thank you personally. He offered to be there for June, the two having suffered the same disease, and he drove off, leaving you alone. And suddenly, feeling the same strange sensation that rippled through you through the night that you and your friends closed the tear in reality, sending the time machine back to the future, Amelia, you saw a very different Eden Falls. Overturned cars, abandoned shops, deserted streets, and from the direction of the loop facility, a giant dome of black light spreading out and out and out. And as it consumed everything around it, everything went black as Amelia. You saw the end of Eden Falls. That was the end. But in the beginning, there was another group of kids. Kids who stumbled upon a mysterious black box. A nerd, a weirdo, a troublemaker, a popular kid, and a jock. Eli Sparrow, the football player with a heart of gold. A greyhound bus drives along an open road, its exterior shining against the setting of a setting sun, orange light reflecting off its surface as wide fields pass on by. The trees of Eden Falls, electrical charging stations, as inside the coach, there are only two individuals. A tired-looking driver, still with several hours ahead of him, and a single, solitary passenger, sat next to one of the windows around halfway back, and as your head leans against the glass, shuddering in time with the tarmac below. Jordan, after almost a year away from Eden Falls, what does Eli Sparrow look like?
Ed, why are you so good at this? I got chills. um, Eli left after the traumatic yet hopeful events that we overcame. A little more tired, a little more weathered, a little less jock, and a little more open to experiencing the rest of the world. Hair similar, clothing a little more mature, and now he is wearing a pair of glasses. Not sure if it's if not letting people know if they're prescription or for style. He's just kind of leaning into trying not to be as jockey as he was the year prior.
And as you watch from the inside of the coach, and as your breath fogs up the window, what are you feeling? It is almost the end of the year. Winter has fallen. And especially as you enter California once more, there is a distinct drop in temperature. It's almost record low. But on the horizon, through the haze on the window, you see home. Sloping suburban hills around its outside, water towers, tall trees that dot the horizon, the town centre full of businesses and homes and shops, and in the distance the coastline, with its piers, amusement park, and out to sea, you see the silhouettes of two still standing oil rigs.
I feel like in this moment it's pretty bittersweet for Eli. to be coming back after all of this time, but also not under the best circumstances. And excitement, fear, and a little bit of curiosity has overcome him in this time.
And as you get further and further into town, dwelling in these thoughts, past picket fences and gardens and into the town centre, you pass a place that you have not seen in a very long time. Your old school, Jenkins High. While it stands empty, the school day come to an end, you nevertheless see glimpses of old memories. Conversations with a short, excitable mechanic wearing oversized glasses. Your unlikely friendship with an artist decried by everyone else as a weird kid, but possessing one of the purest souls you've ever known. The bond you formed with a popular kid who, even at the end, you could sense was being pulled in two directions. And a troublemaker. The only one who stayed. And despite it being almost a year ago now, it feels so far away. And as light continues to dim, you feel the bus judder and begin to slow, as over the speaker you hear, "Now approaching Eden Falls, approaching Eden Falls."
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Eli excitedly to get home kind of burrows off the bus in his very his very large frame through the bus seats, and kind of just gets off, stands at the bus stop, and reflects on the last time he was here and everything that it brought, before, I would imagine, quickly making his way home under the circumstances.
As you step off and take in your old town, can you make a comprehend check for me, please?
All right, come on. I didn't waste all my rolls earlier, right?
Let's go. I'll take that.
Okay, so, with a success, as you step off and as the bus drives away, it almost feels like time has stood still in your absence. The streets are eerily quiet. You see no one else walking the pavements around you, and as you are left alone, you see in silent shop windows holiday decorations and displays, and you see hanging down the length of the street unlit Christmas bulbs. And I will say with one success, nearby, in a newspaper vending machine, you would see a paper with a front page displayed. And as your eyes glance over it, you see a familiar face in faded printed colours. Because underneath a headline, Matson cleared of charges, you see the square-jawed, neat-haired former head of Logan Security, wearing an orange prison jumpsuit and standing upon a court podium. With the photo taken during a recent appeal, you see a slight and very familiar smug smile upon this man's face. It is the first thing you see. And as you walk for some time, again through strangely empty streets. Those few people that you do pass just nod politely, until eventually you come to a suburban neighborhood. And as you walk past fences and gardens, you see home. Eli, what does home look like?
Home is a little more. It seems a little more disheveled since I last left. Eli unsure of the reason. It's just it's a cozy little house at the end of the on its own in this little suburban sprawl. It has a little bit of room in the back that the parents use for their science things that Eli doesn't fully understand. But it's a modest kind of cottage looking home, sitting just sitting on its own and on its own little knoll.
And you see outside this knoll, there is a grey van. It's just parked there. And you see that on its side in yellow decals, there are the words Eden Falls Electrical. And you see a number of men wearing caps and grey and yellow boiler suits exiting the property, and they have clipboards under their arms. And as they move away from your property and begin to clamber into the van, you hear them calling across to the house, and a very familiar voice answering. Yes, sorry for dropping by, Miss Sparrow. We didn't mean for you to miss the lighting ceremony. No, not at all, so long as everything's up to code. It is now. We'll be back again in the new year, but, especially with all the blackouts and quakes, we don't want any accidents happening. Understood. Have a safe journey home, okay? All right, see you soon. And as the men in boiler suits disappear into the van and begin to drive off, you see, obscured in the entrance of the house, a familiar figure. Your mother stands there, just waving off the van, that as it moves between the two of you, you stand there, looking at her, and as her eyes adjust, you just see her face light up as tears enter her face, and she just begins to hold her hands over her mouth and just, oh my god, and just runs towards you.
I meet her halfway and just with Eli's big burrowing arms just pick her up and kind of like spin her around, because I haven't seen her in a year. And this moment is something that Eli kind of lives in for a second. And yeah, it's something that is incredibly important for him to internalize, given everything else that's happened as well.
She holds you just as tightly, and as you spin her round, and she just, oh my god, I almost forgot how tall you were. Oh my god, I didn't think you were coming back. I didn't think you were, and she just slaps you on the arm. I didn't think you were coming back till tomorrow. What are you doing to me?
I just wanted to surprise you. I know you don't like surprises. You and Dad are so uptight, but like, I don't know. I thought it'd be nice, considering it's just been so long. And I just hold her up even higher.
Oh my goodness. She just kisses you all over your face, and as her feet begin to find the ground, she just looks at you and, well, I mean, you've missed your dad and Quinn. Oh my god, they'll be so happy to see you. They're in the center of town. I was going to go meet them. And she immediately goes over and just begins picking up your bags and just sort of moving them up onto her shoulders, despite how heavy they are. Just, how would you like to go see the lighting ceremony? They're going to be turning on the Christmas lights any moment now.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see Quinn and Dad, but as long as we can see them soon, I would love to. It's just been so long since I've been here.
Oh, yeah, well, they're already there. I had to stay behind. We had an impromptu visit from the council. They're checking out-of-date breaker units in the area, and she begins to walk back towards the house. And as she deposits your bags just in the front door and begins to get a coat and throw her scarf around her, so I just told them to go ahead, and but this will be such a nice surprise. Oh my god, it's so good to see you!
Eli kind of just stands for a second and embraces his mom by her shoulder and Mom, everything has been okay though, right? I mean, communication, us talking, things been getting a little more sparse, and everything's okay, right?
Your dad's doing better. And she loops her arm through yours and begins to lead you away from your house and down the pavement. We were a little worried, and I'll admit, I might have undersold you how worried I was initially when he was shot, but he's okay. Still using a cane, so feeling a little, a little prideful, but he's okay.
I'll pick that old man up and carry him around if I have to.
Just be careful of his abdomen. He's still very sensitive about it.
Okay. Let's get going. Yes, okay.
So, how long are you back with us?
I have to make it kind of quick, but I mean, as long as everyone's okay, like I can stay longer. I can, I can push back my school year. As long as you all need me, I'll be here. I was only planning on a couple weeks though, if that's okay.
Yeah, no. Of course, that's fine. You do whatever you need to. Also, glasses, they're new.
Thanks, I'm getting older.
And she just sort of nods her head a little bit and and here I am with my 20/20 vision.
You wouldn't understand, and I just duck my head.
As she leads you on and you begin to make your way towards the town center, before we see the rest of you, Sam, would you like to do a tech thing with us?
Yeah. I'm gonna put up a Be Right Back screen really quickly. I'm gonna have everybody switch over to a different browser and see if that does anything. If it doesn't, we can at least say we tried. So, be back in just a moment. Okay, sit tight.
Eli, as you make your way to the town center, and as your mum takes your glasses off your face and tries them on and just nudges you and goes, gosh, you're so blind, as in the center of town, Amelia, you kneel on the tarmac, frantically scribbling in Drake's notebook. Scribbling something that you don't quite understand, as the rest of you look on. And Drake, as you watch Amelia, this brilliant mind at work, you find your mind drifting back to the reason you were late. As the school came to its end and the school bell rang and people began to file out of their classes, you saw no sight of your friends, though beginning to head in the direction of the school's entrance. Can you make a comprehend check for me, please?
That I can.
Lovely.
Is this all of us?
So just Drake.
Ah.
So, Drake, as everyone files on out, and the sound of students slowly begins to drift away, you head to your locker, and you begin to grab the last of your things as people, their voices begin to echo down the corridor. All except one. Through the sound, through the door of Principal Jenkins's office. As you're walking by, you see that Miss Critwiley is not sat outside, as she often is. The reception area just outside of the principal's office is quiet. And you hear a single name through this door. Yes, Mr. Logan. And then there is muffled talking.
I try to get a little closer to the door to see if I can hear any better.
Make an investigate check for me, please. You need 2 successes.
I will try to re-roll because I don't have any blesses. I do? I thought I only had one. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll use my 2 blesses. I thought I only had 1 bless left, so I didn't think it was enough.
Yeah,
So,
you have 2
in
extra.
which case, as you lean in against the door, you hear the following in its entirety. Yes, of course. Well, after everything you and your family have contributed to our funding, even in the wake... Yes. Yes, and I would like you to know that we were very sorry to hear the news when Robert was... Yes, well, I hope you know that we here on the school board don't believe for a second that... Yes. Yes, of course. What what can I do, Mr. Logan? Name it. I see. I see. Yes, of course, Mr. Logan. Of course. Yeah, no, I'd be very happy to put in a good word. Yeah, my name still has certain influence in academic circles, so, but I can't guarantee that... Yes. Yes, no, of course, Mr. Logan, I can't guarantee, of course. Naturally, I will make it a priority. Yes, in her short time here, Miss Oliver has proven an extraordinarily capable student. And we will do everything we can to secure her future. Very good, Miss Logan. All right. Oh. Hung up. And you just hear the phone placed down.
Oh. Why is Miss Logan talking to the principal about Amelia? I'll back up away from the door because I don't want to get caught. But I'm going to linger around a little bit.
There is quiet. Until around a minute or so later, you just hear footsteps moving towards the door as the handle just goes down, and stepping out, Principal Hughes. Tall, handsome, very well put together. His tall grey hair, very, very thick as he steps out, and Miss Crit Wiley, oh, Mr. Lee, can I help you?
Yeah, hi, sir.
Hi.
I was just curious about the progress on the field, and Miss Wiley wasn't here, so I couldn't leave a note, so I was just gonna wait for you. But do you know how long it's gonna take before we can have it back to normal?
Well, between you and me, if you're planning on getting onto the football team, I think that ship might have sailed, Mr.
It was more for my own practice rather than joining the team, but
Okay. I was about to say, Coach Gleason knows how to hold a grudge, so...
yeah, I've noticed. He doesn't make it very subtle.
Probably no more than a month or so. It's the thing with earthquakes. They destabilize the foundation, so we need to make sure that, more than anything, the seeding banks are up and ready to go.
That makes sense. Sorry, were you on your way to go do something? I don't want to hold you back.
Just very boring, administrative, end-of-day things. You know how it is.
Yeah, I guess. Gotta be kind of like going to lectures. But I'll let you go, so you go enjoy your administration.
Yes, and you go and I'm sure everyone is at the tree lighting ceremony, so go. Don't let me hold you up.
Okay, I'm just gonna write another note for Miss Crit. Or Miss Wiley. I told her I'd see her again this week, so I just wanted to like write her a little Merry Christmas note. No. Oh,
Very well.
see you later.
Mr. Lee, before you go, I just wanted to say good work. Mrs. Sparrow has been singing your praises all week.
Oh, well, yeah, she's a very generous teacher.
As I understand it, you're a very generous student as well.
I try.
He nods and disappears into the office, leaving you alone.
Okay, I'll write a little note like I said I was going to.
And
Be quickly, Miss Wiley, thanks for everything you do. You're a great receptionist, secretary, person thing. Students love you and hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Signed, student. And then I'll leave.
you do so. And as you remember this exchange and you remember what you overheard, you stand once more over your friend as Darla and Artie stand to one side. Amelia, you are still on the floor, scribbling, and all around you, you hear voices as just round the corner from where you all stand gathered, there is a huge crowd mingling between hot dog stands and burger stalls, and you can see people, as the lights have gone up all around Eden Falls, are in the holiday spirit. They are laughing, many are singing. You can see a number catching up. You can see families and children running around. It is joyful, except for where you stand. Amelia, what are you writing?
It actually isn't any words. You just see her outlining that dome shape again and again, creating kind of that curve that it's so worn in. The ink doesn't even need to be coming out at this point. You see it being so imprinted into the paper itself, as she almost mindlessly focuses on the movement going back and forth now. A metronome of movement. And she just breathes heavily, and almost everything else is still about her, unnervingly so, kind of standing out amongst the bustling movement of the hallways, of the action, of everything that's going on. She just seems still frozen in that moment, staring at that paper.
Darla's leaning over you. Drake is standing, correct? Holding, helping hold, support. Yeah? Words? It's like
Yeah, I was gonna let you finish, but yeah, I was holding her and then I gave her my book, so I'm
Gotcha,
probably
gotcha.
still.
Okay,
down
meaning
there.
we're seeing what once was calm demeanor of Amelia now probably like as if you could see the anxiety on somebody's face as if the dew from that anxiousness starts to come to the surface of the skin. She would turn and like kind of tug on Artie's sleeve and just like kind of point down at the notebook that you are scribbling on. What are you drawing?
No. And she continues to slow down more, like a winding toy losing its energy. It's terrible. It's all awful.
What are you talking about? He wasn't that bad.
What? And you kind of see her snap out of it. And
Isn't it good to see that he
looking
can
up
walk
at you.
now?
No. The whole thing. Didn't you all see it? The cars flipped up, and over on the far side, the dome, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and everything was burning.
Are you okay?
Didn't see anything.
There was no, and it was the clock, and it was striking down, and it was awful. Didn't any of you all see that? It was literally right there, and I saw it, and I was drawing it, and it's this shape, and she's stabbing her finger onto this paper, onto that line, that dome that she had drawn back and forth furiously until it had just bled through, kind of almost tearing through your pages a little bit. I'm sorry, Drake. It was looking up to this sky, almost in disbelief that it's not there anymore. I swear. It was all right there. It was just ominous.
Was the hot dog bad? Artie, did you give her a bad hot dog?
No. Sorry, Artie, it wasn't your hot dog. You can keep eating that. I assume Artie still has another hot dog in hand or something.
He does. He sort of looks at it for a little moment and then back at you, but he is clearly very concerned about you.
It was all just torn apart. All of it. None of it was the way that it was supposed to be. And it was in ruins, and it's all burning, and it's basically the end of the world. None of you saw that happen.
No.
It was like it all just faded into that moment.
Are you sure you didn't read this somewhere in a book?
I've not even read a book recently. Not anything that was interesting except for the ones that we've had to read for class. Other than that, it's just...
I'm gonna go get you some water.
No.
It's okay. You shouldn't get up yet. I think
and she's
you're
grabbing your hand, and
So-
it's almost kind of painful.
Okay.
Like it was at the clock
Yeah,
of the
pretty strong
town
grip.
hall. And if you looked at it, it was counting down to New Year's. So it wasn't last year. So that means it's this year. But today is not New Year's. I know it's not. We're not even to Christmas yet at this point. But
pulling her hand away, but staying down. Are you experiencing? Amelia, that sounds a lot like what we just went through.
what do you
Not
mean,
the
what
exact
you
same
just
thing,
went
like weird time travel stuff, things that don't make sense.
yes,
right?
But the time things came to us.
But you're the only one experiencing it.
How am I the only one experiencing it? Why am
I
I
don't
the only
know.
one experiencing it? None of you saw it.
No.
None of you saw all of the things that were on fire. Just that's the worst part of it. And it keeps coming back to her like in waves, and you kind of see like each time she recalls a memory of it, like a wave of horror on her face, the stress and tense of her shoulders. It was a silence, and it was awful and deafening, and none of you saw that.
Who else did you see there, or what else did you see besides destruction and a dome.
Not really people. And it was weird. Like even all of the cars and things out on the street, it was like they were then getting pulled upwards. Why? No. I don't even have it. She'll point over to Darling. You have the hazmat suit, so it's not mine. So it should have happened to you. You should be the one who has all of these visions and things.
Hazmat suit?
I don't think that's how that. Oh, yes.
I just gave it to you, so it's not in my possession. I shouldn't have had that thing. I shouldn't have seen that vision at all.
I don't think that's how this works.
Is
Actually,
it
to be
still
fair,
in
I don't
your
know how
bag?
any of
It's
this
not in
works.
my
Yes,
bag.
it's in my bag, and she's flipping it open to not pull it out, but to open the width of the mouth of her bag to show you it's right here. It's safe.
You get that further away from me, please.
Oh, all right. Say less. And she stands up and just backs away, kind of behind Artie.
Artie just looks at you and, I'll stay here if you want to get water.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
I'll stay.
take care of her. She looks pointedly at both Artie and Drake. I'll be right back. And Darla scampers off in search of water.
Okay. Does anyone want to tell me why
As-
she has a hazmat suit?
Oh,
Like she just randomly has one
no,
at
she
her
doesn't.
house? Or
we got it from
Is
Mr.
it her dad's?
Jenkins. That, and she'll kind of hit your arm for a second, connecting the points. That hazmat suit was because of you, and she'll lower her voice, realizing
I
we're
don't
still out
own
in
a
public.
hazmat suit. How's that mine?
It was under the front of your building, your secret little hidden thing in the forest that you didn't tell anyone of us about. But Linda, the dog, found it. She was digging underneath your safe haven, whatever it is, your escape into the woods, and it was under your building.
So that's what that was.
Under your building. Do you
I'll-
have
I'll
any
take you
idea
there
what that- No,
in a
I don't.
day or two. That's
What
fine.
if I get another vision? First, no, it can't be the hazmat suit because I had one about Mr. Jenkins beforehand.
You had a vision about Mr. Jenkins?
I saw him die. No, it can't be
Why doesn't
real.
no one
None
tell
of
me
that's real
anything?
because I saw him just today and he was alive and he was perfectly fine. And Linda was alive. Both of them were alive and neither of them was shot.
As the two of you discuss this, and Artie looks on, bewildered. Darla, can you make a body check for me, please?
Yes. It's a 0.
As you're walking through the crowd, and as you look over your shoulder in the direction of your friend, you suddenly find yourself hitting something. Or rather, a very familiar someone, as you just fall to the ground.
Oof.
And standing over you,
Whoa, hang on. I think I'm having visions now. And she's slowly getting back up. Wait, you're back. When did you get here?
Dank, Darla. And
It's a good one. I forgot about the nickname.
sorry, I couldn't help myself. How have you been? Oh my gosh, you look great.
I look the same.
I mean, well,
You have
I have
glasses.
glasses now, so I can see better if you haven't noticed, but you look so good.
You look like a dork.
My mom likes them, and I just tuck my
Wow,
head.
that's the dorkiest thing I've heard. College has changed you.
I just slap you on the shoulder again, not realizing again the strength behind. You've been exactly the same, and I'm so glad to see you.
Yes, you're great. And she's grabbing your hand and like pushing it down. Stop that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to get in until tomorrow, but I couldn't help myself, and like, I'm just excited to be back. How are you? Is everything okay?
No. Wait. Hey, how's your dad?
I haven't seen him yet, but Mom said it wasn't that bad. But then, today she also said she like downplayed it, so I don't know.
Oh. So,
What
he's doing
happened?
great, right? As he's have you seen any water stands around here? I need to get some water for a friend. Oh my gosh, Eli, so much has changed. We had, and she like grabs at your shirt and like pulls you down to her level. We had a future Artie, Eli. Like, and his name was Arthur. Yes, and I don't know why. And then, like, he created a time machine, and she like pushes you back, and we went inside of the loop, and we had to. Oh, we had the box. In the box, it had to be taken back to the future, or something happened. And yes.
What? And I just like back my hand on your forehead. Are you okay? Like,
yes. Yeah. Wait. Hang on. And she runs past you to try to find water because she's remembering she's okay, but her friend is not.
Okay. And I just can see over everything, so I'm like slowly lumbering behind you.
Your mum at this stage has disappeared into the crowd, but yeah, you're able to find a hot dog stand and grab some water from nearby.
She grabs a bottle and another one just in case, and then she gives it to Eli. You hold that one so that doesn't look like I'm extra thirsty.
Okay, and I just hold it in the air.
It's got a cap. It'll be fine.
Is this future water or what? Like, what is going on?
No, it's not future. Well,
Is this
at this point, I don't know. Anything could be future water. Oh, look at this. And she's flipping open her bag. That's a hazmat suit. I don't know where it's from, but it's really old. So this is from the past. Do you understand?
Well, like from the past as in, oh, hey, I found something like dinosaur bones or
yes.
like...
Eli, we saw a dinosaur! She screams this.
And I also let out the loudest scream, and everyone around is starting to look at us.
Like real or fake or like...
Real! It was so real.
So, okay, but there's
Where
that
have you
one
been? You missed the dinosaur. You called it ages ago.
The dinosaur.
You don't understand, Eli. This is a lot.
But like skin dinosaur or like the one that like almost crushed us, that like had the little arms, but he was like a robot.
Yes. Skin dinosaur.
Real, fake.
Like
They
real,
have skin
real.
now.
They always did when they were here, there, back then. It wasn't a robot.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
And I
like real.
push my glasses up in a moment of understanding. I get it now.
Stop! You're such a.
The robots went to the past and discovered skin, and now they're here. And then there's
No, stop. No. I know it doesn't make sense now. I will make it make sense. Maybe. Wait, how long are you here for? Are you just here for holiday break?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh,
only
great,
be
no
here
time
for-
at all. Sick.
Oh, okay.
And she grabs your hand that it doesn't have the water bottle as she's running back to her other friends and filling you in on who these friends are. Drake is a jock. I don't know if you knew him. And then Amelia is a bookworm. She came from England, so don't worry about her funny accent. Like, it's whatever. And then Artie's doing better. Oh, Artie told me that he liked me. That was cute. And we've kind of held hands, but we're not for real. Anyway, and so Magnus is Robert Logan's dad. Robert Logan is still in prison, and Matson's getting out as she's turning the corner to where her friends are.
Hot dogs.
Hi.
What
Yeah. Oh,
are those?
Amelia, and she's running over to Artie because she's not going to get close. Give that to Amelia, and then she's going to step back again.
Sure. And Artie immediately takes the water. As Amelia and Drake, you see Darla rush around the corner with Amelia, someone that you do not know, and Drake, someone that you know by proxy.
Water bottle?
That's an
Oh.
extra.
Yeah, I'll take that here.
Oh,
Amelia.
okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, it might be warm now. I just learned about skin dinosaurs and hi, I'm Eli.
Skin. You told him, and she doesn't even almost immediately recognize your hand gesture out.
This is Eli. This is the Sparrow's son.
Right.
Elijah was there during March of this year for everything. This is the one that called all the robots dinosaurs. And then we saw the real
Dinosaurs.
dinosaur.
Oh.
So it's a
Yes.
skin dinosaur that we saw, I guess.
Skin dinosaurs, metal dinosaurs.
Yes.
Right.
No dinosaurs
Yes.
now, luckily.
Yeah.
So you
Future?
at least know that there are weird things going on here, and you're a part of it, so then you can help us.
I just pulled Darla aside.
What?
This wasn't like, I thought we were talking about a video game. Like,
When
things
did I
are
say that this was a
real
video game?
again. I don't know. I thought
didn't say that at
everything was
all.
better, and then
No,
nobody
it's gotten
told-
worse. Welcome back. Eden Falls,
Yay.
baby.
Eli's demeanor changes a little bit. Yes. So sorry about all that. Amelia,
Yes.
nice to meet you.
Yes.
Yes. I'm Eli. I guess you all know my parents. And I'm gonna try my best to understand what's happening. I'm very, very understanding because we had things happen that I couldn't explain to people, so I'm gonna just catch up.
Right. So you've had visions too.
Visions?
Yeah, that's a whole thing that she's
She'll turn back to Drake.
Am
Am
I
I the only one with visions?
I
I
like
think so.
no, it's
Visions
not. It's
isn't
not
like-
normal.
not video game, not
Not video game.
No, not
bug
not visions.
related.
Not video games.
What's, there are no
Is-
insects involved in any of this.
Oh, do they not know?
No,
We'll
what?
catch up on that. No.
Does it look like this? And she's gonna hold up Drake's notebook, and you're gonna just see a bunch of random scribbles at the bottom, and then the big black dome crossed out many times. Does this seem familiar to you?
It's a beautiful drawing.
Oh,
Darla, what am I
I
looking at?
don't know,
No.
Did
honestly.
your mom tell you anything about us?
No. I just. I was coming back for the holidays anyway, but I heard something happened to my dad, and I'm not too sure what happened. I haven't even seen him yet. But
Oh.
wait, do you know what happened?
Amelia,
Amelia, are you
gonna
able
go
to
real big
stand?
and look at Darla?
You
I
doing
wasn't around
okay?
when whatever happened, but Darla?
I'm gonna immediately like break away from them and just go give Artie a hug, because I just saw him sitting there with his hot dog and just saying no words and just embrace Artie.
You just hear him whisper, "It's really good to see you, Eli."
Hey, buddy. And just pat him on the back a few times. I missed you all.
How's- How's Carl?
It's different. I mean, it's not as exciting as here, apparently. But you look great, and I'll let you eat your hot dog. Okay, I just wanted to say hi.
He
Then I
just
turn back. To
pats you on the back and
And while this is happening, Darla is looking at Drake and Amelia pointedly. Yeah, you can't say anything. That point doesn't make sense.
I have a really hard time not saying things.
Imagine trying to explain this to somebody whose dad was shot.
Ah!
He's your friend,
I
right?
am
I
very
understand.
tall and I hear things very well.
No, you don't. Stop. So don't say anything.
There's too much, and I can't handle any of it. I'm just going to focus on what things we're dealing with right now. And she's
Focus
gonna
on the
close the book and kind of almost shove it into Drake's chest for a bit, like just. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm just very overwhelmed in this moment. And she tries to run her fingers through her hair, and then forgets that she has her little space buns in, and it just kind of tangles it. Can't even do that right now. It's fine. It's fine. No. I just, more water, right? And she's gonna just start chugging the water as she continually looks back and forth between her new friend, Eli, and Darla, and the story that's not being said.
Artie steps forward and just, okay, I think this is nice, but Eli, you said you've not seen your family yet, and Amelia, do you need some air away from people? We can. You okay?
Mm-hmm. Air. Yes, that would be very helpful. And a seat. A seat would be really great.
Okay. Well, the Amblin Diner is just around the corner. We can go there if we need to. And he looks around. If we need to talk about stuff, maybe it would be good if we didn't do it around people.
What if we go to Drake's secret hideout? She'll point back over at him. You know,
Yeah,
like,
we could
secret
go
hazmat
there.
Wait, Drake knows that we know about their secret hideout?
I kind of told him because I was
Surprise,
curious about the
Jenkins told
hazmat
us.
suit. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Way to keep it a secret
That
from
makes
all of
sense.
us. I thought we were friends.
I'm gonna whisper to
We
Darla.
are. It's just Jenkins kind of found me.
Am I supposed to know about this hideout?
No, I literally just found
You are
out.
now, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So-
okay.
If we want to go there, we can go there. There's plenty of space. It's
It'll
like
have
a
to be our
little
choice
cabin.
because we can't go to the hot cave. No, what was it called? Dang it. Hot cave.
Yeah.
Hot cave, not the hot
The
cave.
hot cave. Yeah.
I still think that they said hot.
Hot cave.
Hotcakes?
Oh, we have another friend named Nico. They're at nerd camp, but yeah, he'll probably
that-
be back at college.
He would probably know what's going on right now.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Just pull out a piece of like a napkin. I'm just scribbling notes down. Skin dinosaurs, metal dinosaurs, nerd camp, secret hideout? Question mark. And then I
Yeah,
put it
just
back in my
don't lose
pocket.
that because if anyone finds documentation, they'll follow you. Like the
Yeah.
Logans. They followed me in their limo until I finally stopped to talk to
We've-
them. It's
We've
very
been kidnapped
intense.
and
Yeah.
Oh, we've been kidnapped too. And I say that just brazenly loud.
Darla tries to initially, forgetting your height, like cover your mouth, like stop, but you hit your chin. Stop it. Oh my gosh, we need to get out of public if we're going to talk about this stuff. Like now.
Right.
okay.
Especially because the Logans are just right around there.
Yeah. We should probably get away from them. And I'll look at Amelia kind of pointedly saying that,
Right.
but
Please.
not giving it away.
And she'll kind of move
Eli.
to walk beside you.
Eli, you said you shouted quite loudly earlier, right?
No, I did.
So, as you make your way, Eli, first of all, you're fresh back in Eden Falls. What are you doing as everyone begins to, with their own agenda, just moving through this crowd and out the other side? What are you doing?
I think Eli's main concern is finding his dad. Like this, his momentary lapse of saw a friend got him excitable, but the whole reason he's here is just to make sure his dad is fine because it's been, I haven't seen him and I know something bad happened and that's all he knows.
Cool. So, can you make an investigate check for me?
Sure can. I see nothing.
You have pluses?
I could. I'm gonna say no. Eli sees nothing because he's so distracted with all the information he got. I think it makes
Fair.
sense that he's not very observant of what's going on.
You look around, and despite your advanced height and your renewed sense of sight as well, you didn't realize this was how clear people's vision was meant to be. But as you're looking around with your new bespectacled eyes, you see no one. Your mum is lost in the crowd. You cannot see your dad or your sister. You see only Darla in front of you. But you did say you shouted. So while you do not see anyone,
Yeah, I
Eli
shouted
shouted
we've been kidnapped too, out of a weird sense of camaraderie, trying to fit in.
I thought you were talking about the hot dog stand.
Eli, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and a very familiar voice of someone your age, as John Logan, your former classmate, just says, "Oh my God, Eli, is that you?"
Little John? Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my God, what are you doing here? Hi.
I'm back. I'm back visiting. What are you doing here? Did you stay?
Yeah, no. Turns out having your dad accused of industrial espionage and war crimes isn't a good look for college applications.
Oh my God.
How are you? How are you, man? How are you doing?
I was okay, and then I wasn't okay, and then I was again, and now I don't know. And I just give him a hug. After, all of the differences, all of the hardships, it feels good to see somebody again that I know.
You feel a tension. His body almost seizes up. He is, and you know this about John, and you know this about his relationship with his father. John is not used to affection. And you feel softly on your back, just a very tentative hand just pat you. You're looking really good, Eli. College suits you, man. God, you look so good. You look so good.
Thanks. It's the glasses. I know. It looks, it works wonders. I mean, look at you. And I just pull him back a little bit. You look great. I mean, I know. But despite it all, like, look at you. And I just give him like a shake.
Well, I wear suits now. That's something I do. But no, I'm genuinely, I'm good. My aunt Delilah, and he points in the direction of a fairly austere-looking woman, but someone who, unlike Robert Logan, is engaging with the people around her, occasionally laughing and talking, and he looks back at you. I'm being really looked after. Like, really.
Good. I'm glad. And I mean, I'm sorry I kind of got up and left so quickly and so suddenly. I just didn't.
You don't need to apologize. It's good. It's good. You're doing so well. I am really, for all the bad blood, especially with Darla and well, everyone. Hey, tomorrow, my aunt needs me out of the house for a bit. They're doing electrical work. But seeing as you're back, I don't suppose you're around tomorrow afternoon to hang out, maybe throw a ball, old time's sake.
Oh, Little John, of course. Yes, I know. I know I wear glasses now, but like I still got it, and I just strike a pose.
Okay, cool. Because you were looking a little soft around the middle, so I wanted to check, make sure you hadn't lost your.
Okay. I don't lift as much weights, but I'm lifting more books now, and I'm. It's good to see you, and I just embrace him one more time.
Oh. Yeah, you too, man. Okay, yeah, I won't keep you, but yeah, I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back.
Okay, go, get out.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Tomorrow, Lil John, we're gonna be back at it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be exciting. And I just shake him one more time, just out of just excitement. I can't wait.
Okay, well, if you want, come. You know where I live, right? You can come. Maybe there. We can go to the fields or something.
Perfect. Sounds good. We'll. I'm excited. And I just abruptly turn and start walking, but not sure where I'm going yet because I don't see anybody.
You eventually see, because of everyone around, the only person of comparable height is Drake. And using him as your lighthouse, you make your way through the waves of people around you. And as you walk off, make a comprehend check for me, please.
No, okay, wait, I got 4 blessings. I'm gonna use 3 of them for 2 successes.
Okay. In that case, you hear 2 things. For those 2 successes, the first thing you hear is, as you walk away, just John whispering to himself. It's good to see you too, man. As he heads off into the crowd. The second thing you hear, as you cast your eyes back to John, and then over to this new guardian, his aunt, Delilah. As she's in the midst of talking with the people around her, you see a member of her security walk up to her. Glasses on, earpiece in, suited, very smart looking. And somehow, through the noise and cacophony of the crowd around you, you just hear, "We got Matson on the estate. Meeting's all good for tomorrow." And she just nods and goes back to the crowd, and it's so lovely to see you all. So lovely. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas! And she heads off through the crowd as you catch up with the others.
Where were we going? Drake's place, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my
So
understanding.
you are walking for some time.
Yeah, it's a
You
bit away.
walk through the streets of Eden Falls, through the town centre, through Christmas displays and newly shining Christmas lights. You walk out through the suburbs. The suburban area.
The suburbs.
The
suburbs.
suburbs. That well-known Michael Keaton. No, Tom Hanks film. God,
It's
I'm
the
all
most
over
British
the
way
place
to
today.
say
You walk
suburbs.
through. Yes, the suburbs. You head through the suburbs of Eden Falls, past picket fences and gardens and houses, out past the scrapyard on the edge of town, past the trailer park that you see in the distance. Paradise Lost. And eventually you come to the edges of Eden Forest, heading through the large, towering redwood trees that stand all about, making your way through the wilderness and the undergrowth. The sun by now has set. Moonlight shines above through the boughs of the trees as all you have for company is the crunch of grass and twigs underneath your feet. You make your way past Eden Falls, the waterfalls for which the town is named. All of you, save for Eli, remember your encounter with
Darla's pointing
the
that out.
Utahraptor.
That's where the dinosaur was. And like Lana, was in there with a bunch of losers. Anyway, yeah, that was cool.
Skin or metal?
You skin, not metal.
Skin. Okay.
Lana
okay.
sometimes doesn't seem like she's made of skin, though. She's.
Oh,
Oh, the dinosaurs. Right.
Amelia, am I ripping off on you?
She's
I don't know
trying.
if that's good.
No.
Writing down 2 Lana haters now. Okay.
Wait until you find
As-
out that Drake likes her.
And as you crest one of the hills in the middle of the forest, Drake, what do all of you see?
So as we come to this little alcove where the cabin is neatly like hidden behind everything, so it's not too noticeable to hikers or anything. But this old cabin that was probably built early 1900s, maybe late 1800s, log cabin with a nice little roof. But there's a tree like right in the middle of it, pretty much. Like this big redwood tree that's like the cabin was built around the tree. I don't know if the tree was there originally. I mean, it had to be as a redwood. So the guy, whoever built it, built this house cabin thing. But it's a little dilapidated looking on the outside. Like it's been there for a long time. No one touched it. But the porch is swept and the steps are leading up to it. There's like 2 steps and a little porch with a couple windows that I just have drapes over because they don't actually have like glass or anything on them. And then the front door, we just walk in and it's the place. You guys want to come in?
Yes.
Okay, well, you guys are, well, other than Jenkins and Linda, you guys are the first ones to be here in maybe 100 years. So be careful, there might be splinters. Sorry. As I open the door and lead him inside, there's I think 3 chairs that I brought down, a little table that was always there that I've cleaned up a little bit, and then the big ass redwood right in the center that kind of stands out. You can't really like get around it, but I like it. It's homely and earthly and gives like a sense of nature while you're still protected. It's like a guardian tree sort of feeling to it. I don't know if anyone else feels that when they walk in, but that's how I feel when I'm there.
Absolutely not. This is really cool,
Absolutely
though.
not.
How'd you find this? She says, kind of stomping on in, looking around, touching every knickknack that you might have, and finding some dust. Ew.
I haven't been here in a bit. I usually dust more often, but I was kind of angry one day, so I was just running through the forest and then kind of tripped and fell, and I saw this tree, so I came
never
towards
got
it, and
that
then I found
lucky.
the house. Yeah.
Cool.
How often do you come here?
At least once a week, sometimes more. Sometimes I sleep here. Like, my bed's over there with some change of clothes. And
All by yourself all the time?
yeah, it's either sleep here by myself or sleep at my house by myself. So this place feels homelier, I guess.
Amelia's eyes just kind of slowly wander around the room, taking it in. You can see small moments of perhaps a little judgment, like she'll scrunch her face up, like, why'd you bring that here? And then others where it's a sophomore, like, oh, that looks cute. Her face kind of revealing every little thought and confusion as she wanders through, exploring why you've set up your space the way that you have. Is there anything you don't want us to touch?
No, just careful with anything that looks like a weapon, I guess.
Looks like? How many,
Well, I mean-
how many items are we saying that look like?
A wall.
The sword that I got from the Logans against the wall over there, and then in the back I have some nunchucks and some staffs that I use for training. And one of my, I'm not gonna just come here and be lazy, so you know.
And as you all walk around, and Eli, as you step into this sacred place, all of you moving around and just exploring this space that has existed, as Drake says, since probably the turn of the century. The night comes upon Eden Forest. It is no longer evening, it is late. And you can hear the birds and the wildlife dampen all around you as the four of you stand. And Artie as well sort of enters and looks about. But you are all of you alone and secure.
I feel like after some time of mingling with the crew, Darla would kind of meander around the outskirts as she would pull out her walkie-talkie, not to disrupt any of the conversation or the laughter that's inside of this cabin, and try to contact Mr. Jenkins to check in, to make sure he made it safe, that he is safe, and that he put on a beanie because he's old and it's cold.
You receive no response.
And she's like scrolling through different channels. Are you on this one? Knock, knock. No? Okay. Are you on this one? And then eventually like putting the antenna down and just shoving it back in her bag. With how Mr. Jenkins described where... He told us like exactly where he found this hazmat suit, right?
So he told you that he found this buried hazmat suit directly outside the cabin, underneath the entrance, essentially. And I will say, I won't make you roll for it, but if you were to poke your head outside, you would see that the earth itself is... It's fresher. It is as though it has been dug up and buried back over again. You can see that something has clearly been pulled out. With a supernatural event. Ooh.
I'm so scared.
Okay.
You can
every
stop
time
that.
laugh.
First of all, we got it. It's the supernatural, and it's at least everybody's all here. All of us are.
Oh my gosh, we
experiencing
all
it.
get to have soup. I love this for us.
As you place the walkie-talkie back, before you press the antenna down, you hear a crackle over the radio.
And she pulls it back up closer. Did you finally hear me?
Am I talking with Miss Oakes?
Are you putting on a voice right now?
I understand that Mr. Sparrow is back in town. Is he with you?
Wait, who is this? This isn't Mr. Jenkins. You wouldn't know that yet. Wait, who are you?
Mr. Sparrow, are you there?
No, he's not, actually. You're stuck with me. And she says, kind of stepping a little bit further away from the door.
Can you make a lead check for me to see
I sure
if he
can.
buys this?
Wow.
Oh, that one.
But she has stepped away, so she's like leaning against the tree.
As this voice comes over the radio, all of you hear this. Eli, it is a voice that you do not recognize, but the rest of you, can you make a contact check for me?
Yes. I will...
Okay.
Four passes. Okay.
So, Drake and Amelia, while the voices obfuscated over the radio and the static, Darla and Eli, you don't immediately recognize it, but Amelia and Drake, you hear the voice of Magnus Logan. As over the radio, I trust that those I wish to speak to are there. After all, we have eyes everywhere.
Oh yeah, prove it. How many fingers am I holding up?
Miss Oakes
Yes.
and Mr. Sparrow.
Darla is stepping over the
While
threshold into the cabin.
Eli, the radio becomes clearer. While I was ill, absent and powerless, you stained my family name across town. Outside your house, Darla, an Eden Falls electrical van pulls away, yellow decals across its side, exactly the same as that which stood outside the Sparrow residency. The voice continues. You took my son from me and stuck him in a cell.
Well, you did that
There
himself.
is silence. As you say this, outside both the Oaks and Sparrow houses, from the breaker units, there is a beeping sound, getting faster and faster and faster.
Are we aware of this?
You are not. You are miles away. As over the radio, you took from me the thing that I love the most. I was hoping you would be back for Christmas, Mr. Sparrow, because I want you to know. I now consider us even. And outside the houses of both Oak and Sparrow, the beeping stops. And from the cabin, deep in the depths of Eden Forest, you hear explosion. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh my.
Explosion of ruckus laughter and joy at the lighting ceremony. Woo!
What is supernatural? Oh my god.
The potential fate of two of our characters' parents. So yeah, go ahead and donate. It's a good fun time.
Yeah, go ahead and donate. Ed, take it away. Get out of here.
Blow up the house.
As you stand in the door of Drake's cabin, the radio going dead in your hand. You hear explosions. Two distinct explosions from Eden Falls. You see off in the distance, beyond the tree line, soft, flickering orange, and plumes of smoke slowly rising into the nighttime sky. And Drake, can you make an empathize check for me, please? You needed a 2. So with
Plus
one
it.
success,
Do you think I can get it? Yeah, I'll use 2 blesses to empathize. I'm a very empathetic person.
in which case, Drake, you do not freeze up. Because as you hear the radio, and as you hear the explosions, as you see the orange over the skyline, and as you see the smoke rising into the sky, suddenly you are a child again. You see your house before you. You see flames. You see the curtains in your living room window fluttering against the roar of the fire inside. And you remember your mother's cries, the last time you ever saw her. And suddenly you're back in the cabin, standing with your friends. What are all of you doing?
So the walkie doesn't go dead, but like they stop talking for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's noticeable. She's shoving it in her bag and looking up at Eli.
Do you think that was them? Do you think that was
what?
Magnus?
I mean, the timing was a little. Look, Amelia, and she's pointing through the open door.
Oh my god.
Is
I don't.
Darla, is that...
I don't. I don't know. I don't know.
That's in Eden Falls. That's the actual town. We have to get back over there. What if anybody's injured?
What are we gonna do?
Oh god. Is that... That's not our houses, right? There's no way.
No, they wouldn't do that.
There's...
Right? They're in neighborhoods. And you can't, like,
insane.
just localize a explosion like that, can you?
I mean, look around. Look at what we're surrounded by. The loop, the skin dinosaurs and metal dinosaurs. Like, we have to go. We have to go.
We never know.
Wait, this. Who were you talking to? Because that sounded like Magnus.
It was Magnus.
That's not a dinosaur. That's not a time traveler. That is just a man with a lot of money.
Which
That's
is the worst
worse.
kind.
What did you do to him that he would respond?
Nothing.
Like
What did we do
His
to-
son
what did
went
he
to
do
jail.
us? This...
They literally kidnapped one of our friends. And then another
Oh.
guy who I guess was one of Jackie's friends. Jackie's we knew. Anyway, they did a lot of
He's
stuff.
doing-
And they were doing things to Eden Falls. And we stopped them. And so Magnus is pissed that I helped get his son in jail. Because he rightfully should have been in jail. And honestly, Mayor Hirsch should also be in jail. But that's a story for another time. But anyway.
Well, he's still no. He's desperate now. I mean, he's able to move. He's back at his capacity and everything. So, and his son. I mean, his son is in jail, but I think he's in not as bad of a jail soon.
Are you defending
But
this
his son
man
was
right now,
No,
Amelia?
better with the
no.
Logan.
I'm not defending him. I think you're absolutely right. If he did bad things, I trust that you did bad things. But I'm telling you, he's not going to be passive about any of it. Whatever you did, he's trying to do moves to get his son back.
What are you talking about? By calling us on a walkie-talkie?
No, I don't. Well, maybe it's kind of a bit of a threat. Obviously, very emboldened of him that he thinks that he can do that. But more
I don't see
than
how that gets his son out.
Well, Delilah had a piece of paper when she was talking to Mayor Hirsch.
Of
You
course.
see. I know. And I
Yeah.
don't quite really know the whole situation, but it was a folder with the Eden Falls County Jail. Maybe he's getting into a more secure facility or something, but he's getting moved, and I don't think that the mayor seemed very happy about it. So I can't imagine that it's a situation that is lawful.
Why is that a bad thing?
Well,
If
I'm
he's
not
going to
quite
hire
sure.
security.
It should. It makes sense. But then if it were higher security, why would Delilah be asking for the higher security? And why would Mayor Hirsch be upset about pushing for it?
I don't know.
Sounds more like he might be getting stay-at-home arrest.
it's hard. Or the transfer is going to give him an opportunity, or maybe this other thing has something. But the fact that there are moving pieces when there weren't moving pieces before Magnus was up and moving says a whole lot. And now when he did the call, I don't think this is a supernatural thing. I think whatever that explosion is, and Eli, I think, well, I don't mean to be fearful, but I think you might actually be right to be worried about your family.
Darla looks up at Artie. I think we should go.
What is... No, hold on. Nobody go anywhere.
If something's happening to your house, what if your
Why would
parents are
my-
in there?
Why would they be involved in this?
I don't know, but what Amelia just said kind of makes sense.
You took a family member of his, is what he said, right? So, an eye for an eye is kind of a Magnus move there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we didn't kill him.
Oh, if he can't get his son back, he might as well be dead.
I don't know this man, but are you saying that he's capable and willing to blow up our homes, attack our families?
I don't really know him that well either. I mean, Drake and I just stole some stuff from him and that's about it. But what I do know is that he doesn't operate on the same levels as the rest of us. When he sees something, he takes something. He had hoarded a whole treasure trove of time artifacts to the point where it even hurt his own health.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he was on the brink of death in a wheelchair. And yet, it was all that he could do to just keep trying to find more information. Drake, correct me if I'm wrong, but he seems relentless. Maybe a little unhinged?
Absolutely. Even when he was in the wheelchair, his eyes were scary.
So I have to go.
That's what I'm saying. And
Amelia,
Darla,
it was great meeting you. Drake, it was great meeting you.
Yeah, go.
Darla,
it's
if
fine.
you
We'll
can
talk
keep up,
later. And
okay.
because hers is the opposite. Like she's on the edge of town,
Should you
back
go
toward the
alone?
woods. I have
Either of
Artie
you?
with me. She's
Eli's-
grabbing Artie
Eli's
and
gone
bolting.
already. Jock form, just taking off. Not
Darla
really
form,
thinking. Yeah.
dragging Artie.
Oh, poor Artie.
He's doing
Do you
great.
guys want us
So-
to come, or
They don't say that. She just leaves.
So, Eli and Darla, can you make body checks for me? Or move checks for me, please. And as they do so, Amelia and Drake, watching the two of them, one a friend, the other a newly made acquaintance, run into the darkness of the forest. What are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna look for my walkie-talkie that I have in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn it on and hope that Darla will think to call out to us at some point. And then turn to Amelia and be like, I don't know what we should do.
No. We can't just keep reacting. Magnus has been throwing us off. The fact that he showed up in his limo, wanted to talk to us, and is now orchestrating entire explosions in the middle of our town. I think we have to get... No. Sit, aim. I think we need to play this game differently. I don't think we're going to be able to help whatever those explosions are. Can't
Yeah,
lift
neither.
rubble or put anything out, but that hazmat suit that was found here, that's something that Magnus would want to know. I'm not saying we tell him, but I'm saying we get more information. That could be power, it could be leverage, it could be information that he would want to know. And then, if we have that, that gives us something that maybe we can use as a shield, as a bargaining tool, something of enough value. I am kind of grasping at straws here, but all I know is that that's one thing that he would want. I mean, it
Yeah.
fueled his obsession to begin with.
I agree. He's obsessed with time travel, and Darla was saying that hazmat suit is really old, but it can't be because hazmat suits aren't that old in general.
right? The way it was deteriorated, and it couldn't be how did it even get under this building? How old is this building? No. We need to go to the front. We need to find that. But let's keep an eye on time. I know it's already night, but oh
There's
God.
also
Drake.
part of the reason I was late was because I heard the principal talking to Delilah about you. So
She's not my guardian.
there's
Why
a
would
lot
he
going
be-
on with the Logans and everybody except for me, I guess. But yeah, they're like, Delilah's interested in you. Magnus is definitely interested in Darla. John's interested in Darla. There's just a lot.
Oh my God.
The Logans are scheming.
I don't even know if the Logans are all on the same page. Would Delilah do something like this? What did she say in the meeting? What did you hear? And she's gonna kind of grab both your arms and kind of shake you a little bit. Tell me what you heard, Drake.
I only heard from the principal's side, and it was a lot of yes, I can do that. Amelia Oliver is great. She's perfect. Blah blah blah. I don't
Was
know
she
if he
checking
said
up that it was
exactly, but
attending
around
classes or
those
something?
lines.
Great. Okay.
But
so
it did
clearly,
sound like she was blackmailing him into watching you or keeping an eye on you or
oh no.
doing something about you.
Okay.
It was hard to tell, and then he caught me outside of his office, so I couldn't get in there and like look for anything.
Okay. So we need to get more information on the Logans. They're clearly digging up anything and everything they can on us and cornering us in a box. Second, okay, so. And Amelia just kind of sits down on the floor for a second and she just scrunches up her face as she just tries to process all of this that she's trying to put together. Okay, so we think Magnus is trying to get his son or move his son, or Delilah's moving against him and maybe she's trying to keep his son away from him? I don't know. Maybe Delilah doesn't want her brother to return.
I mean, she never seemed to like him, and she's kind of in charge now without him, so
It's
it
true.
doesn't seem too
So
far-fetched that she
Maybe
wouldn't want him
Delilah's.
back.
And if she were checking up on me, maybe she's not the bad thing. But also, you can't pretend to go in there and be like, you're my parents. I have two parents. She can't just ask about my grades. That's also against school policy.
I don't know if
Just
she was
talk to the
asking about the
principal.
grades in particular, but yeah,
Oh, well, they're very good if she had bothered to ask. Okay.
I figured.
So maybe we can find an ally. No, wait. No. And it kind of snaps for her for a second. Drake, if those two explosions were Eli and Darla's home, are they going to have any place to go?
I mean, I'm sure Darla will go to Artie's. And I don't know anything about Elijah, so I don't know where he would end up.
Don't you
I
know
mean-
him a little bit?
I know of him. He's a year older than us, and Miss Sparrow talks to me about him a lot, but
Oh, Miss Sparrow. Do you think she was home?
I hope not.
As you ask this question, Eli, you run. You run, and you run, and you run, and your heart beats faster than even your feet against the ground. At one point, your glasses fall off. It does not matter. You run, and you run, your hair flailing behind you, as eventually rounding the corner, you see the suburbs ahead of you. You see flames. You see outside police cars and fire trucks. You see your house. Orange, black smoke. And outside, in amongst the crowd that gathers, you see two figures. You see your mother holding Quinn, just holding her as tight as she possibly can, and she's screaming into the flames, and you can see people holding her back as she just shouts, "Marty! Marty!" And you just see her being pulled back, and Quinn is crying. She has no idea where to look. Can you make an investigate check for me, please?
I have 2 blessings left. This is the last of my blessings, so I have 1 success.
I will say with 1 success, through the flames, as you rush closer, your mother and Quinn have not seen you yet, nor do the fire officers around the property. But through the upstairs window, lying on the ground, you can see, just collapsing down, your father, Amadi.
Do I hear anything from him, or do I just see him actively?
You just see him fall to the ground.
Eli... Oh god, Eli just goes straight to a window and jumps through. Not thinking, going in.
Make a move check for me. Or force, whichever you would rather.
1 success.
1 success. You smash through, and suddenly there is fire and smoke all around you as you just burst your way through. What are you doing?
I quickly rip off a piece of fabric from my shirt to make a little mask for my mouth and nose. And I... Oh god, do I know which part of the house window I jumped through?
You would know that it's the living room. You are currently
Okay.
in the and you can see your couch aflame. You can see the stairs to your left just leading up onto the landing. There is fire all around it. It is spreading. You can see that half of the house has just blown apart. There are wrecked walls, and you can see and you can hear the creaking upstairs of the floor just beginning to down above you.
I immediately sprint for the staircase, trying to step on as little steps as possible, making long strides up, trying to make my way to the room that my dad's in.
Make a move check. You need 2 successes.
Zero. Can I use my pride?
What
for
is
this?
your pride?
Complete inability to recognize when things are going wrong, and my stubbornness to continue.
You can. And using your pride, you automatically succeed as jumping up the stairs and rounding the corner on the landing, you just smash through the burning door of your parents' bedroom. You roll down, and all around there is smoke and there is fire, and it is intense, and it is crawling up the walls, and down on the floor behind a burning bed, you see your father. His glasses scattered on the floor. You can see his cane next to him. It is burning red hot, and he is lying unconscious.
I grab him and I jump out of the window. No regards for myself. I jump backwards, him on my chest, me, my back going straight to the ground, not knowing where I'm jumping, not knowing what's happening. The only thing that I can think of is I have to get him out of there at all costs.
Make a force check for me. You need 2 successes.
0. No blessings.
I will
you
happily share my blessings.
I have a bunch of 5s, so if I could get 2 blessings, I
Yes.
could reroll. Oh, true. I could.
Let me send you my 2 blessings.
Okay.
Let's make it a guarantee. Reroll is the chance of another failure.
Okay.
I give you 2 blesses.
Okay.
In a far distance, you just like Amelia's praying out to just the general forest area, like please be safe, please be safe, and that sends it your way.
As you throw yourself backwards, out of the red-hot glass and window frame. It just shatters behind you as you fly backwards, your immense bulk shielding your equally large father, and you slam down on the grassy ground below, rolling and rolling and rolling as you do, putting out the fires that are licking up your clothes as you slam into a nearby hedge, and you just come to a dead stop as suddenly over the fire you hear your sister's cries, and you hear your mother screaming your name, and in your arms your father just shifts, and looking up at you, "It's good to have you home, son," and just falls unconscious.
I think Eli would also immediately pass out from the heat, lack of oxygen, hitting the ground. My boy's out cold.
Everything goes black. Darla, can you make a comprehend check for me, please?
Yeah. Oh, come off it. It's not worth a
You-
reroll.
Rush forward, and you are met with a very similar sight, albeit a much more humble abode. You see fire engines around, you see fire hoses and water just flying down onto the building. You can see a crowd gathered around in a perimeter as police officers, and you can see one of them, Sheriff Mitchell. Her robotic arm just gesturing to everyone, "Get back! Get back! Get back!" And you can see that fire engines, as their sirens are spinning around, coating the entire land around you in reds and blues, as you see your house. The place where you grew up. Where your father raised you. And through the flames, you see your room, the adjacent twin bathroom, and your sister's old room, burning. You see no sign of your father.
Quickly, which way am I facing my house?
It is entirely up to you.
Okay, I would say she's coming more toward the backyard diagonally, obviously, so she can see what's happening toward the front. Trying to... she knows her dad much earlier in the day was in his room, which would have been toward the front of the house. But she's so used to him being in the den, which is toward the back of the house. She, I think without a word, would break away from Artie and run toward that sliding glass door to try, if she can't open it, to break it. Probably with a shovel or a hammer or something that's just littered on the ground.
Make a force check for me as you hear, as you pull away, just, no, Darla, no! As you rush towards your home.
Ooh, wait, I can do this. Okay, so that's 2 curses. I'm gonna use 3 blesses and I get a successful one.
You rush forward, and picking up a nearby shovel on the ground, you just... As the front window just immediately, the sliding door just falls to the ground in a smattering of glass. And looking in, you see flames. Flames licking up the walls, licking up everything that was once familiar to you. And as you peer through, I will say with how small your house is, you do not see your father in the living room. As the TV breaks under the heat, and as scattered beer cans and just various bits of detritus just cover the ground, going up in flames, you see him nowhere near. Except through the door of where your mother and your father used to sleep. You see a figure lying in your parents' old bed.
Remembering the flames from the plane crash, whenever she was running in to try to help save Amelia and Nico, she remembers her leather jacket that she wears, her dad's leather jacket, protected her last time. And so she's going to kind of pull it up above her mouth and her face. That way she can block any oncoming debris or even flames. But she would press forward. She wouldn't even yell his name because she never has. It's more so this like thick feeling in her throat of an agony she hasn't felt in 7 years. And just holding on to that and allowing that to be adrenaline. She would run down the hall, try to get to him.
Make a force or a move check, whichever you would rather.
I would also like to use my pride, because Darla doesn't stand down.
Describe what happens as you run in to grab your father.
She doing her best to tiptoe as best she can as these flames, they start swatting at her legs and her arms and maybe singeing her hair, but she quickly just brushes it away as glass and debris from what she had just broken through falls to the ground as well. And seeing these picture frames that are filled with memories of her sister, her mom, her dad, and herself, of happier times and moments of frozen happiness that has been the joy in that house for so long. And there's beer bottles and cans and things that are breaking as she steps, and there's a crunch, or they're sliding across as another flame engulfs it. And she turns down this hallway, doing her best just to keep dodging as much debris as she can, and bursting through this room is her dad. I'm assuming he's not conscious.
Make an investigate check for me, or contact.
I'm not gonna do it. It's a 0. But
It is impossible to tell.
she wouldn't waste any time. With that adrenaline that she is feeling, and the moment of touch as she touches her dad, because she hasn't even felt that in years. I know it's more of that adrenaline, but it feels almost superhuman, the way that she just grabs him and pulls him with all of her might. And she knows that it's probably painful with a thud, and even if he's not waking up, it's better than dead. And she drags him throughout this fire and trying her best to pat down any fire that tends to grab hold of him before reaching toward the den to pull him back out.
As you are halfway across the living room, the smoke and the flames almost become too much. And then you feel your father's body get a little lighter. as looking up you can see with broken and foggy glasses Artie just pulling up your father's other arm and dragging him out with you
And she does.
into the garden.
And as far
Away.
back from the fire as she could.
You both collapse on the ground. Artie looks over at you and... Are you okay? Are you okay, Darla? Are you okay?
And she would just be coughing, unable to expend any other extra oxygen that she has left. She points at her dad, almost as if Artie would know her body language is check on him. Make sure he's breathing.
He does. And he is. And as you sit and you watch almost in slow motion as the sirens continue to spin and the red and blue lights continue to coat the surrounding area, and as you see Sheriff Mitchell run round the side of the building, reaching out towards you and grabbing the two of you, pulling you back as another officer scoops up your father, dragging you away from this house of memories, as it burns down before you.
I think with almost a realization of what's happening, she would expend as much air as she can, and she would probably go dark.
The fire stops, and you are lost to dreams and unconsciousness, as through the darkness Eli, your eyes slowly begin to open to a clinical white space. You're in a hospital room. You are on a bed, hooked up to a heart monitor that stands off to one side. You are alone.
Eli's initial reaction would be to put out the fires that he thinks he's still on. Like, no idea what's happening where he is. Gut instinct is to just immediately start patting him down, maybe knocking equipment over, maybe destroying things around him, but he has to put out these flames he thinks he sees.
Can you comprehend for me, please?
I comprehend nothing.
I will say, even with nothing, you do see, for it is fairly obvious, in the corner of the room, you see asleep your mother in a chair, and on her lap, Quinn, also completely dead to the world.
Eli tries to stand up, knowing or not realizing he's like stuck in medical equipment, just to try to give them a hug because he doesn't know what else to do or say. So yeah, I try to stand up.
You almost immediately find yourself pulled back. Just the sheer amount of stuff that is attached to your body.
Okay. Eyes, nose, hair, fingers, hospital. And I go to like try to go to say to wake them up, but then realize that they look too peaceful, and I just let them sleep. I didn't want to be a bother and interrupt their sleep.
Amelia and Drake. By the time you get back from Eden Forest, Eden Falls is a small town. It is a place where news, like fire, spreads quickly. You hear about the oaks. You hear about the sparrows. You hear how, even now, they rest in Eden Falls Hospital. It is the wee small hours of the morning when you find out this news. But where does your day lead you?
She kind of turns to Drake, kind of taking in the strange busyness of the morning. I have my paper route. I'm sorry. No, I need to go check on my family. You should go check on yours. Make sure your dad's okay. Or is he out of town?
He was out of town last I saw, but do you want me to go with you, or are you okay?
Actually, I wouldn't mind if you walked with me a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
It's just it's all kind of strange, isn't it? How much is happening?
I mean, it's been strange since the dinosaur and the cave, but yeah, it's getting crazy.
Drake, I'm really concerned about what I saw. And the explosions here, it really made it feel like Eden could be burning. I don't want my vision to be true, but I'm really afraid of what will happen if we get to New Year's. And I haven't solved what that vision is. And I've had two. What if I keep getting more? And why am I the only one that keeps getting them?
I don't have any answers. I just know that you're special, so sucks to be special sometimes.
Thanks, that's super helpful.
But hey, if you keep getting visions, at least we'll hopefully have more idea of what's coming, and then we can figure it out, fight back. Eden Falls isn't gonna get destroyed in New Year's. We'll stop it, just like how we stopped the last one, and apparently Darla and Eli stopped the one before that.
Yeah.
Kind of a good track record, right? So
I can't. Two out of how many though? Well, so how do you
2 out
stop
of
the
2
future?
that we know of.
That we know of. Great, right. This is pretty good odds, I guess.
Yeah.
It was easier though last time because they came to our time, and so we could work, and we were figuring out in our order. But I have these only little pieces, and all I know is people are going to die. I mean, the fact that I heard and saw Mr. Jenkins die in front of me, but he's there. What am I supposed to do? Tell him to go in hiding and not talk to anyone until
He wouldn't listen to you anyway.
forever, right? So how do I even know when it's gonna happen? Maybe even out of the New Year's Eve one that I saw, maybe it's not even this year. Maybe it's the next year. And if I think we make it this year, but it's not really, and then we haven't actually solved anything, how do we know when things are
Let's focus.
fine?
Focus on what we can for right now. We'll figure out what the Logans are up to. They're most likely tied to all this anyway.
True.
Magnus is always trying to mess with time.
We need to look into Delilah and the whole family dynamic. They could actually not be working together in all of this, but it really feels hard to focus on that if they're targeting our families.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I could lose any of them. I was at wit's end when June was sick, and I can't even imagine what I would do if she were taken from me.
She won't be.
She
Won't let
could.
that happen.
Well, we don't even know what happened for Eli or Darla at this moment. Do they even have their home?
I
The
don't
parents, the
think they have their
sister.
homes, but sounds like everyone made it out okay if they're in the hospital.
Okay, for
After I drop you
now.
off, I'll go check on them and update you. Don't worry.
Fine. No, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm a little snappy. I shouldn't
No,
be.
it's fine. You're going through a lot. I can't even imagine what it's like to have visions like that.
Well, I'd gladly share them if you'd like. You can keep that drawing. That's a nice little memory now that you can own. If you happen to see any of that dome, you can be responsible for it.
I'll take that responsibility.
Thanks.
You walk through suburban streets. And rather disconcertingly, you walk past the Sparrow House, blackened, barely more than the foundations it was built on. You see remnants of sofas, tables, chairs. And once again, Drake, you remember how it was when you used to pass your old childhood home? How a family could be reduced to little more than blackened wood and ash. But the sparrows are all right. They're okay. As you walk past, down streets until eventually you come to the Oliver House. You can see the perfectly manicured garden outside, except for one small patch, which seems to be Amelia's doing. But the rest is beautiful and colourful. And you can see slight movement through the windows. Your family are here, Amelia.
At least they're okay.
Everything's fine.
Do you need to come in for tea or anything?
Sure.
Just to warm up your hands at least, right? Don't
Yeah.
worry, June will probably still be the one who wraps all the papers up. And I have a feeling she's going to be really excited to see you anyway.
She's cute kid.
Don't tell her that. That's going to go straight to her head, and then she'll never stop staring at you all day.
Okay, I'll tell her she's an ugly kid. Don't worry. Kidding.
She
Don't.
kind of stumbles over her words.
As you step through the door, Amelia, you are immediately met with your entire family sat around the kitchen table. And turning towards you, your father just goes, "Oh my goodness, Amelia, we were calling everywhere for you. We had no idea where you were, but
I'm
darling, we
sorry.
have wonderful news. No, darling, it's okay, it's okay. We have good news for you.
What?
Yale.
I'm sorry.
Yale want to see you. Yale want to see you.
Why? Yale? Why? What? No. I'm sorry. What is going on at this ungodly hour?
Sit down. And they immediately press you down as Drake, you see June sat there just sitting in her chair and looking at you and swinging from side to side as this family descend upon the two of you. Darla, can you make a comprehend check for me, please?
Wouldn't even matter. No, it's a 0.
Do you want 3
You-
blesses to make it a success?
I can't, because I need another dice to even try.
You do not wake. But in darkness, you hear a voice. As Magnus Logan whispers in your ear. That was a warning, Miss Oakes. A harbinger of everything to come. I am going to raise the foundations of your life. I am going to burn you and that young man in the other room. I am going to take from you what you took from me. And there is nothing you can do about it. You are a child. It's like I said yesterday. We've spent too long trying to fix the past. We must look to the future. And you, and Mr. Sparrow, you have no part to play in it. Sweet dreams, Miss Oakes. It is several hours before you wake. When you do, you see, sat in the corner of the room, Mrs. Sparrow.
You know how whenever you sleep, like you're going under for surgery and they're like, you'll wake up in a little bit, and it's like 3 hours long, but it feels like it's been 10 seconds for you. I feel as though hearing that during her slumber, it would feel as though it just happened. And so she would, as soon as she's able to, take the weight off of her eyelids, and she would just sit up immediately and just and then look around and see Miss Sparrow. Where's Eli?
You're okay, you're okay, you're okay.
I don't care about me.
And she just rather forcefully squeezes your hand and, young lady, so help me, sit back down or I will force you down.
She just does. She does. And she's shaking. It's cold in hospitals. But I think that Miss Sparrow, just being a mom, knows that it's not a shaking from cold.
Her grip loosens, and she places her other hand on yours. He's okay.
What
So is your
about
dad.
and Artie? Artie walked in too.
I gave him the morning off. He didn't go home. He's still sleeping in the waiting room, but...
Artie.
How
Wait.
are you?
How long have I been here? I feel great. I'm good to go.
No. Sit back down. Sit back down.
Ugh. She's getting kind of antsy. And she does. She sits there and kind of straightens her posture, putting her hands in her lap like this and just staring at Miss Sparrow. When can I go?
When the doctor says, and I am not a doctor.
Yeah, but you're married to a doctor, so you can make an executive decision, right?
I am
That's how it
married to a
works.
governmental scientist. That is very
Yeah,
different.
potato. I'm sure if you just say doctor, they'll be like, yes. Right? And then she just coughs a bit. Because she hasn't used her voice, and it's still dehydrated. Even though her body is hydrated via IV fluids, her mouth is, it's cotton mouth, you know? It's dry, and she's just trying to salivate.
She brings one of those paper cups from the nearby side table and just gives it to you. Darla, I don't think it's any secret to say that, you were never the best student in my classes.
What does it have to do with this? As she says, like wiping away the little water mustache she has from chugging the drink.
It means that, though you sometimes show disdain for the questions and the answers. I was sure you didn't show disdain for those who had them. So, trust me when I say, you are safe. You are fine. And the people that you love are here and they are safe.
Wait, and completely disregarding all of this, because she still has her wall. She's hearing it, but she doesn't want it to seep into where she feels it. Is there like a guest check-in thing? Like, do you know who's like been in and out of the rooms, whether it be, you know, like you or Amelia or Drake or Logan? Just curious.
I can check.
Yeah, that'd be very
If
nice.
you like. And she heads on out as Eli. In your room, you see through the cross-hatched window your mother just striding down the hallway. She's already checked in on you, but lying next to you in the bed, your sister, Quinn, just is curled up next to you on top of the hospital bed.
And is she awake right now?
She is. She's crawled here of her own volition. Even as her mum just kind of, as she was half asleep, just, go on, just lie down. I need to go check on Darla. And you can see that she's half conscious, lying on you, and just kind of like unconsciously gripping, or subconsciously rather, gripping the blanket that sits on top of you.
Yeah, Quinn, hate to break it to you, but your older brother, yeah, I'm a superhero. It is what it is, and you know, nothing can stop me. That means nothing can
Can
stop
you make a
you.
body check real quick?
I'll try my best. Anybody?
Imagine you covered in burns and this hurts, baby. There's no way you
I got a
escape
one.
burns.
As she smacks your chest, and you see her face just like contorted into innocent, childlike rage. It doesn't hurt. You are very, very dense. But as she hits you, she just looks up at you, and you can see in her face there are tears as she goes, "You're not allowed to joke, okay?"
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know, you lift a few more weights and maybe you could get through this superhero chest of mine. And then I just knowing that she doesn't want me to choke, I just kind of just hold her a little closer. Yeah, sorry, Quinn. It's the only way I know how to get through things. But it's okay. Everything is good.
I really missed you.
I
I didn't think I'd ever see you again. You ran in.
I know. I was very irresponsible, and even
It
though
was really stupid.
even though I saved Dad's life, I know he's gonna have some choice words from me. So don't worry, I'm gonna hear it from him as well. But you're right. And all things considered, maybe it wasn't the brightest idea. Maybe it could have been handled differently. But you know me. But what if? Okay, this isn't a bribe. But once, I get my superhero powers back, we can get some ice cream and watch a movie. You could pick this time. I know every time I say that I end up picking, but you could pick this time, I promise. And then we can just exist for a bit.
Mom said you wore glasses and you look really stupid.
It's because I'm getting older. Oh, Michael, I don't know where those went. Well, I deserve that.
She gives you a very light, and you can tell no intention behind it, just smack on the chest. And she just, don't ever do it again, okay?
Okay. I won't.
She curls up next to you and at least tries to wrap her arms around your chest. As on the other side of town, Drake and Amelia, as your parents sit you down, and as your father frantically moves to the side table to grab a nearby envelope, you see Amelia. Your mother just is looking between you and Drake, and so, did you have a sleepover? Why weren't you home last night?
We were actually looking for something with all our friends, and then we heard some explosions, and we've been out all night. Didn't you hear any of it? Half the sirens were going out.
Well, we heard there were, I mean, they're not sure what it is, whether it was a gas leak or an electrical failure, but
An electrical failure. She looks
What-
over at
what-
Drake in just absolute disbelief.
Yeah, we stayed in after we heard the explosions because we didn't want to go out there if there was anything dangerous going on. So
as you say this, Amelia, suddenly a letter is thrust into your hand, and you see that on it there is a very prestigious coat of arms. As your father points at it, and you see, darling, Yale sent a letter this morning, first class. They want to see you. They want to see you. They called as well to follow up. I know it's early days, but they want you over there. They want you to see the campus. They want you to take a full tour of the facilities. Darling.
This. This can't be right. I didn't even apply there. I don't think I'm ready to apply there. And my grades are good, impressive by some standards, but it's not that impressive.
No,
I haven't
darling,
finished-
you can't undersell yourself. And besides, they're constantly on the lookout for new and up and coming talent. And I'm sure that someone at your school would probably put in a good word for you. But look, darling, this is Yale, and they called me on the phone this morning, and they're offering for you to come and have a look around their campuses, and they're saying that you can do so around the new year, and we can spend the year in New Haven. That'll be lovely.
Wait. But I have school here and classes and my friends and June's feeling better, but so we should probably stay here until recovery is entirely full. Yale is a lot. Who at the school, and she'll look back at Drake, who at the school could possibly have given them a review?
No, darling, they're not saying that you have to abandon totally. It's just to go and have a look around their campus, and like I say, it will be the new year itself. It will be during the holidays, so all four of us can just travel out there. I've certainly never been to Connecticut before. That'll be lovely. We can all go together, and yes, it means you won't be here for New Year's Eve, but what about it? A family New Year's Eve out in Connecticut sounds lovely. It's not quite Christmas in Connecticut, but it's almost.
All of us, and she's nudging Drake again, we're planning on something for New Year's.
yeah. Can I see that real quick?
Yes.
My-
And she'll
my
shove
sister
it over,
going to a
trying to
difficult
get rid of
place
it like
also.
it's hot potatoes.
And then I'll just examine it, trying to look for the date that this trip is supposed to be, to see if it's them trying to ship her off for any reason.
You can see that it's around the 28th of December. It is. They're inviting her out for at least 5 days to tour the facilities, to tour campus, to meet potential lecturers and ask any questions that she might have. It is a VIP treatment.
How would love one of those
This
things.
seems pretty cool, except you know,
Right.
we have that big thing for the school
Right.
during
The
that
big
time.
thing. We have. It was a very big project, and this could be really important to my academics.
Yeah.
Why?
If you wanted
I
to get into a
love
different school
Yale.
than Yale, I don't know if you should just take the first thing that comes to you. My sister's going to Harvard for stuff, and
Harvard could send an
Right,
email
well-
too. Not email, a letter. Email.
With all due respect, it's Drake. You were here last time, yes?
yes.
With all due respect, darling, Yale. It's a big deal.
I know.
You know, it's
I know. It's been on my list for a very long time.
so. Surely Jenkins High won't mind you going for at least a little bit. It's during the holidays.
Right. No. And you can see her struggling because this is a really big dream for Amelia, and she keeps looking at this paper and her hands just fidget. She's sweating, she gets nervous, she gets bouts of excitement in her face, just can't seem to sit still or find an emotion that it's comfortable with in this. No, it's fine. It makes sense. It's an amazing honor, and but I have school. Drake said we have a school project, and I've been making friends here, and that's equally important to have a good, healthy social life.
I'll just grab her on her shoulder and like try to calm her down a little bit.
Right. Yes. Can I just think about it?
And be like, you're still a junior. You have a whole nother year. If Yale really wants you, I don't know if they're gonna
No, I don't
throw
really
you
have a whole
away
year. The
after
junior year's the
not
year
coming
you're supposed to apply.
in 2 weeks.
No, this is the year I
Pretty
am
much.
supposed to apply. I'm supposed to be applying to Yale now, but they've already reached out and I can't. Okay. No, calm. She kind of looks at Drake and just gives him almost a firm look. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait. I'll handle the details and I'll let you know what comes from it, Dad.
Can you make a charm check for me, please?
Dang it, Nana. We're
You
gonna try.
require 2 successes.
Dad's gonna call me out on this.
He looks at you, and
2 5s. You could have gotten 4.
I know.
your parents look between one another before looking back at you. All right, darling. We'll give you time. And they take the letter from you and just place it in the center of the table, and your father just pats it. But don't wait too long, darling.
No, of course not. She kind of waits till they leave the room, and then she grabs a pillow from the sofa, stuffs her face into it, and silently screams into it. She looks desperately over at Drake. Why, of all times, of all things, how did they know? This is one of the most manipulative things they could have possibly done, because of course I want to go to Yale. Who doesn't want to go to Yale? This is a great opportunity, and to get the VIP. Do you have any idea what that takes? It doesn't take just good grades. It takes a lot of money to get the VIP into Yale, especially over the holidays, because that means they're pulling people in for over the holidays to come see you. That's not even during the regular semester. This is a big deal. There's no way we could be able to afford this. And even with June's bills on top of it, there's no way my parents could have. It clearly indicates, and she is rattling on, kind of insane, a little bit losing her mind.
It's got to be Delilah, and
It has to
I
be.
mean,
It has to be. But why?
regardless if she pulled strings and paid
they're
them,
great
there's no
strings.
way that they're gonna do all this without actually being interested in you. So at least take the upside of the fact that Yale wants you.
Yeah, for now. And on what conditions?
Well, that's what I mean.
If
Like,
if
later.
I'm still Yes, maybe. Right? It's super competitive. If I say no now, things change. And if Delilah pulls funding or whatever strings she managed to play, and create this gosh darn beautiful orchestra, what am I going to do then?
Well, if we prove that she's evil, then you turning it down, but then still making it in on your own merits is even better.
You got to make it in on your own merits. You know, half the people there have not made it in on their own merits. Okay, maybe
I
not
know.
half. That seems I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't know how many
Probably
people
like
made it there on
3/4
their own
people didn't
merits.
make it their own merits, but
Right.
there's still a quarter of people that made it on their own merits, and you can be one of those quarter.
But even if I did make it in, I couldn't afford it.
Scholarships.
My grades
I'm
aren't that good, especially
sure you're
coming from
gonna
a
get
school like
scholarships.
Eden Falls. Eden Falls is nice, but it's not. It's not like prep school or anything.
Yeah, but you're probably one of the smartest people in our school as it is. So
You're just saying that to be nice. Also, you're really smart too. And I didn't even read you right because I thought that you might need help with science class when we first met. Do you remember? And you definitely did not. So I'm not very
okay.
good at reading people.
I'm not very good at reading in general, so you know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
I just don't know what to do. And if I do take it, what if I do leave and then Eden Falls?
I mean, it's up to you. You can do whatever feels right to you, but I don't think you should go. Not now, at least. Not with everything going on, with your visions, the timing, and the Logans. Just doesn't seem right.
Right. And she'll take
Would
the
you really
letter
be
back
happy if you got into Yale? But then, even if it's not what you saw, if anything happened here,
I know.
I don't think you could live with that.
Guess it's a dream for another day. And she'll fold up that letter multiple times, almost as small as she can make it, as if she's trying to fold it to the point in which it could just disappear in her hands. That way she doesn't have to see this decision that she's making. It's fine.
As you fold up this paper, scrunching it up, and as next to you, Eli, in your hospital bed, your sister folds herself into a fetal position as tightly as she can next to you, eventually falling asleep. You hear a knock on your door. Hey, big guy. You turn, and in the door, you see a very familiar figure. As Stuart Matson leans in. Sorry to hear about your dad.
I am gripping the side of the bed as hard as I can, realizing that I can't make a move or else I'll throw my sister onto the floor. You have some nerve showing your face here.
Yeah. Well, you put me in jail, kid.
I would have done way worse if my friends didn't hold me back.
Oh, I know. I seen that fire in you. It's a cute kid.
What do you want? Why are you here?
Give you a heads up. Just while you're back, keep quiet. Keep your head out. Roll your neck in.
Are you threatening me right here, right now?
Yeah, no, I am.
You have some nerve to come in here and act like you have any power over me. You saw what happened last time. No, you saw what happened last time. And now I don't have my friends here to hold me back. I don't have my friends to keep me calm. If you really want this, and if you say any word about my sister or my father or my mother, I will hunt you down in every way I know how. And you know this. You know this. And that's why you're here in a hospital where you can try to play nice. I see through you. I see how little you really are.
Make a force check for me.
2 successes.
You see him actively step back a little bit as, even in the hospital bed, your sheer physical presence just seems to spread out and fill this entire room. He looks at you. And you notice the distinct limp in the leg in which he was shot by Darla as he just steps back. And putting on a pair of shades, hiding his very fearful eyes, he nods. Don't say I didn't warn you, kid. And with that, he steps out. As you are left alone, your sister asleep on your chest, your father in the next room, Darla in the other. And you have no idea what's coming. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh, that felt good.
Yeah.
Oh, I needed that.
Huh.
Welcome back.